Trading is now live for Canary Capital's Spot XRP ETF. It's on the Nasdaq and the ticker is XRPC. This marks the first time investors can access XRP through a traditional brokerage account. That means replacing wallets and keys and the current crypto learning curve with familiar account-based interactions. The majority of what we use for money still moves on legacy rails. Transfers take time to settle. Cutoffs delay progress, and fees chip away at our working capital. As the pace of the world accelerates, XRP provides the infrastructure for payments to keep up. For the first time, we can now access it in just one click. This isn't speculation, it's utility. XRP is used in real-world settlement across networks and banks, fintechs, and cross-border payment providers. The ETF format brings that technology to regulated markets quickly, directly, and efficiently. It also gives investors something the market has been missing: the underdog advantage. Smaller, nimble, and built to move, the Canary XRP ETF was designed to respond to market demand while maintaining discipline and structure of a listed product. XRP was designed for speed and efficiency, settling transactions in seconds with low, predictable costs 24/7. With data centers scaling for unprecedented demand and corporate treasuries being required to provide real-time visibility, payments first technology is no longer just a headline, it's a required infrastructure. SWIFT provides secure messaging for banks, but final settlement can take hours or even days. By contrast, XRP's rails moves value instantly across currencies in real time at a fraction of the cost, all while maintaining strict security. These systems can work together, though XRP is capable of handling the job and turning intent into finality all by itself. The difference is measurable. XRP settles in 3 to 5 seconds, and the ledger handles around 1,500 transactions per second, with daily volumes ranging from hundreds to thousands, even millions. Web3 utility is reaching the retail layer. For example, the Uphold debit card now offers 6% back in XRP on spendable charges anywhere Visa is accepted. And the Gemini Solana card rewards purchases instantly in Solana. These products illustrate mainstream demand for the integration of crypto rails into everyday crypto payments. With the Spot XRP ETF now live, investors can gain exposure to XRP through familiar systems, incorporating standards, accounts, clear statements, and simple tax documentation. This product is about access and discipline. It's not about hype. The object of the ETF is straightforward: mirror the value of XRP held by the fund minus sponsor fee and expenses. For those who care about the technology behind the financial rails, the Canary XRP ETF represents a new on-ramp with no keys, no wallet management, and just a listed ticker on the Nasdaq of XRPC. Custody is managed by BitGo, a trusted institutional custodian. US Bank provides administration. Both are known for their compliance and their transparency. Recent ETF launches reveal several strong investor appetites for exposure to Web3 when undue friction is removed. Those examples are Bitwise Solana ETF opened up with a 55 million first day volume propelled by a 0% fee promotion. Osprey RXR XRP fund saw 24 million in volume in just the first 90 minutes and surpassed over $100 million in assets under management with just in a few weeks. Hedera's ETF added 8 million the opening day. When access is made easy, activity accelerates. Standard Charter's Geoff Kendrick predicts that XRP could close the market cap between Ethereum, potentially even surpassing it under favorable conditions, with a base scenario of $12.50 by 2028. Kendrick did note that XRP boasts similar utility to stablecoins in facilitating fast, efficient, and institutional transaction. Stephen McClurg, the CEO of Canary Capital, projected that up to $5 billion in institutional inflows could be going into XRP within the first 30 days, vastly exceeding Ethereum's troubled market and entry performance. His bold prediction exceeds Bitcoin's ETF launch performance. Why is this ETF different? Most digital asset ETFs target digital gold narratives and the promise of smart contracts platforms that perform like Ethereum and Solana. The Canary XRP ETF instead targets direct utility in the realm of real-world payments, with XRP providing rapid settlement, stable costs, and currency routing efficiency. Music to my ears. The ETF format also fits seamlessly with traditional operations. Buy and sell on the Nasdaq. Ticker is the XRPC. Through a brokerage or IRA, rebalance with conventional trades, receive familiar statements, and track the cost basis for your taxes. Advisors can allocate via standard RIA workflows, no wallet, no private keys, no exchange exports. Creations and redemptions occur through authorized participants supporting liquidity and price alignment. The 0.50 sponsor fee is clear and competitive, while institutional custody and daily oversight remain top priority and transparency. The Canary XRP ETF is as straightforward in its operation as it is simple to access. No leverage, no synthetic baskets, no hidden overlays. If your investment thesis includes a growing demand for real-time settlement solutions as the always-on character of global commerce increases, this ETF provides a clear way of expressing it. Compute-heavy and speculative products serve different purposes. Canary's XRP ETF focused purely on cross-currency payments, moving value in mere seconds. Here, simplicity isn't a limitation, it is the central feature. For investors seeking focused exposure to the payments lane, this is the product designed for that. Here are 8 reasons investors are watching this current moment. Proven demand. Solana, Hedera, and the Rex Osprey XRP ETFs drew millions of dollars in the first day volume when barriers were reduced. Payment first utility, XRP speed and consistent fees separated from digital gold and compute-centric tokens. Enterprise adoption. Ripple's $1.25 billion acquisition of Hidden Road and their $1 billion acquisition of G Treasury integration brings institutional workflows on chain. Treasury synergy. Corporate treasuries gain instant visibility and settlement through XRP integrations. Consumer reach. Visa-linked debit cards with XRP rewards demonstrate live retail usage. Analyst converge. Kendrick's 1250 prediction by 2028 anchors institutional optimism, though it ranges very wildly depending on who you're asking. Operational simplicity. The ETF offers single asset exposure, familiar fees, and traditional reporting structures. Custodial confidence. Institutional protection is provided via BitGo Trust and US Bank, minimizing operational risk. Holding XRP directly requires private keys and management and wallet custody, which often presents barriers for institutions and most retail investors. The ETF model removes that friction. Buy a ticker, rebalance like an equity, and track cost basis automatically, all under established regulatory oversight. With some banks restricting corporate purchases, for example, Chase UK's digital asset block, ETF wrappers offer a compliant, seamless alternative for exposure. Let's take a look at some of the analyst prediction. We go from very bearish to extremely bullish here. You can see on the left, we have the analyst and the institution, the 2025 and 2028 targets, and the key factors that would need to be hit to reach these prices. And obviously we range here from the low end of $1.35 from Wallet Investor, okay, to up to $1,000 from Dom Kwok ex Goldman, who is building in the XRP space, and everything in between here. I've seen 100 different predictions. Only time will tell. If the utility shows up, if the demand shows up, retail and investors will show up, and this could be our way to a solid financial future. The ETF is sponsored by Canary Capital, led by CEO Stephen McClurg, who maintains a focus on single asset digital products. Assets are safeguarded by BitGo Trust, which also serves as a custodian for other US listed ETFs. US Bank ensures compliant administration and reporting. Public filings and interviews demonstrate Canary's emphasis on US infrastructure, transparency, and operational rigor. The setup behind past digital asset exemptions, halving cycles, ETF access, and real-world utility is forming again, but structure and process matter. Canary XRP ETF allows investors to access and size exposure to the payments lane without the operational burden of dealing with wallets and keys. As always, this content is presented for educational purposes only. It is not for financial advice. Before investing, review the S1 filing form, the corporate deck, the fact sheet, and the fees disclosure, which all will be in the description of this video. Perform your own due diligence and consult a regulated financial advisor for personalized help, guys. Let's go XRP ETF, Canary Capital bringing you the first one. It's going up, up, up. Let's go.